Hi, I'm Kathryn Costa from TrueNorthArts.com, and I invite you to travel with me by moonlight. Each month we check in at the new moon and the full moon, and we create very powerful healing mandala art. This video is about the new moon in Pisces. And here's a look at the mandala that I created for the new moon in Pisces. Here are the elements, starting with the 4 gates. At each gate is the archetype of Pisces. Pisces is our guide at this time. At the center is the Sacral Chakra, and in the corners is the ruling planet for Pisces, Neptune. And the featured gemstone is howlite. In the tarot, the moon is associated with Pisces. And pictured here, we see 2 dogs. There's a wild dog and a tame dog, and these represent different aspects, different types and qualities of thoughts that we have in the mind. The wild dog represents the fears, often served up from our subconscious mind, and the tame dog represents the dreams. We see in the foreground a pool representing that subconscious mind, and crawling out of that is a crayfish. And this represents those early stages of consciousness unfolding, becoming aware of maybe the dynamics between the fears and the dreams. The moon is about intuition, dreams, and the unconscious. The chakra that I'm working with in this mandala is the Sacral Chakra, pictured here. This is the second energy center. It's located just below the navel. As we look at this design, we see a crescent moon, and I painted it with, you can't really see the metallic quality of that silver. And at the center, instead of painting the whole thing in orange, which we see in a lot of the sacral chakra mandalas out there, I wanted to convey that watery element and using salt to create that beautiful effect. And then there's the 6 orange lotus petals. The second energy center, the sacral chakra, is connected to our emotional body, and it's fitting that it would depict a crescent moon. We see an effect the moon has on the ocean. We see that at different times that full moon creates an effect on the ocean's tides. Just as the ocean feels the impact of that, many of us believe that with having such a large portion of water within our own bodies, that we too are sensitive to the ebb and flow that comes with the changing of the moon and the moon cycle. And when we listen to that emotional body, it helps us to tune into what's happening underneath the surface of our conscious mind. We can tap into things that we may be holding on to that we've been overlooking or ignoring. It helps us to connect with our subconscious, with early memories. And when we open up this chakra, we can get into flow, and that flow state, it is the seat of our creativity. It is connected with our senses and sensuality and exploring our world through the senses. As we see depicted here, the Pisces is represented by 2 fish. It is the mystic, highly psychic and intuitive, very creative, and it is a mutable sign. There are the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable. The mutable signs are those that are really flexible, and what we learn from Pisces is how to ease up and go with the flow. I like to start my day connecting with my mandala art that I have on my sacred shelf. It's my altar space. And the days leading up to the Pisces new moon and on that new moon and the days that follow, the affirmation that sets the tone for my days is my day unfolds with grace, ease, and flow. And I'm so amazed that when I start my day with such an affirmation, It sets the tone and almost sets in motion how kind of an expectation or putting it in a gear that it's really quite amazing. You just got to try it. You can either use these words or you can tweak it with language that resonates with you. And at each new moon, I check in and set an intention, something that I want to focus in on, bring my attention and awareness to, and then either in the next moon cycle or for the next 6 months, the next year, that sort of thing. And with Pisces being the mystic, all about that spiritual aspect in our lives, being highly intuitive. The question that I pose at this time is, what spiritual practices do you want to commit to in this next moon cycle? Or how might you want to nurture your intuition or that creative side? What are you curious to learn more about, especially in light of that mystical and spiritual aspect of your life? And here are some ideas of spiritual practices. There may be something here that inspires you for this next moon cycle. Maybe a daily meditation practice, journal writing, observing your dreams, keeping a dream journal, doing some dream analysis, maybe committing to creating art at the new moon and the full moon, or working with divination. It could be tarot, oracles, I Ching. There's so many different divination tools that you can use as a way of opening up and having that sacred conversation, connecting with spirit. Another question to help you in discerning your intention at this moon is to ask yourself what you're curious to learn more about. Here's some ideas: astrology, chakras, the tarot, divination, dream analysis, sacred geometry, numerology, symbology, just to name a few. And you can find so many different videos on my YouTube channel that will open up a door to a number of these different topics. So definitely go exploring. The gemstone that I decided to work with is howlite. It's also known as the snow leopard stone. I picked it because of the qualities that it is attributed to it, that it nurtures stillness, tenderness, open-mindedness. It heightens awareness, patience. It has a calming effect, helps to reduce stress and anger, especially toward oneself. And I happened to find a piece that was in the shape of a moon, a crescent moon. How cool is that? And to further amplify the energy that's infused within our mandala art, okay, we've infused it with our intentions while creating it, as well as reflecting on it afterwards, and working with the affirmations each day. The energy within the crystals helps to, when it's aligned with the attentions, expands that energy and that frequency. So it makes for a very powerful tool for setting intentions and getting that energy in motion. At the center, you see that piece of howlite that's in the shape of a crescent moon. In the four corners, I've placed sodalite on top of the symbols for Neptune. We see blue lace agate in the four gates where Pisces is located, that symbol. And then there's a piece of clear quartz. And the stencils that I used to create my mandala, you can purchase them directly from StencilGirl products, and there are links to that in the description below. You'll see the Four Gates mandala, the Sacral Chakra, the Zodiac chart that has the glyphs for the zodiac signs. It's where you find the symbol for Pisces, and then the celestial bodies, and that's where you'll find the ruling body, in this case, Neptune. Now, if you don't already have a copy of my stencil reference guides, check out the description below. There are 2 links. The first one will point you to the chakra stencil reference guide. That one lists all of those chakras and some quick facts about them, like the color, the element, the seed affirmation, and when you may want to work with that chakra, kind of the essence of how that chakra could help you with creating your healing mandalas. The second link points to the Astrology and Zodiac stencils. The first page has the glyphs, the symbols for the 12 zodiac signs, and some quick facts about them. And then the second page of that download has the celestial bodies, the different ruling planets, and again, different qualities and characteristics and essential themes associated with them. What are your intentions for this new moon? Leave a comment below. Share with me anything you'd like about this video, as well as what your intentions are. And if you create mandala art for this new moon, I would love to see it. And I know there are so many other people who are following this series who would love to see it too. So to share it with us, join us over at The Oasis. It's a private Facebook group. Information about all this is located in the description below. Thank you again for joining me. My name is Kathryn Costa, your instigator for soulful and creative living.